Yesterday, I nearly had a heart attack when I opened my credit card statement. Looking at the bold numbers, my stomach cramped, and I spent the entire following hour sitting dazed in my armchair, muttering curses at capitalism, while my dog Snookers licked my toes with profound pity. But then I stumbled upon the book How to Worry Less About Money by the philosopher John Armstrong. And good grief, this Englishman slapped me awake. Armstrong pointed out a harsh truth. Our issues with money usually have nothing to do with money. The first thing Armstrong enlightened me on was the fatal difference between money troubles and money worries. Listen, if you don't have money to pay this month's electric bill, or your car is broken and your credit card has hit the limit, that is a trouble. Troubles require urgent action. You have to work overtime, borrow, or cut spending. But worries are different. Worries reside in your head, not your bank account. They are ghosts drifting in the mind. What if my kids don't have money for college in 15 years? This old car makes me look pathetic in front of the neighbors. Or, I'll never be wealthy. I'm a total failure. Worries belong to the realm of imagination, emotions, value systems, and how we perceive ourselves. That's why get-rich books, telling you to buy real estate or marry a billionaire, never permanently cure your worries. You cannot use an economic solution to treat a psychological illness. One of humanity's cruelest jokes is how we turn money, originally just a neutral tool of exchange, into a pile of emotional baggage. Armstrong writes about people with extremely pathological relationships with money. For instance, James, a millionaire who owns a castle in Scotland, a villa in the Lake District, and a bunch of trust funds, but lives in constant terror of going bankrupt. Why? Because in James's mind, money plays the role of an unreliable mother, ready to abandon her child at any moment. No amount of money in the world can cure that existential insecurity. Or like Eddie, a guy who always believes that if he had more money to move into a bigger house and eat at restaurants every week, his sex life and marriage would flourish. This fool is asking money to do the impossible, solve a romantic problem. We assign secret meanings to money. Money is status. Money is revenge against those who looked down on us. Money is security. Money is guilt. If you don't strip away these layers of psychological lies, you will forever be trapped in a cycle. Worry to make money, to still worry to make more money. There is a famous chart showing that your happiness increases rapidly when you move from poverty to having a little money. But after reaching a middle income level, the happiness curve flattens. Meaning, earning another $10 million won't make you smile much brighter. Why? Because money can buy comfort, a 5-star hotel room, but it cannot buy the cause of serenity, a peaceful soul, a good relationship. Armstrong suggests we stop talking about happiness and start talking about flourishing. Flourishing is when you develop your full potential, do meaningful work, and become the best version of yourself. And here, money plays the role of an ingredient. Imagine this. Money is like expensive ingredients in a kitchen, like truffles or Kobe beef. If you have top-tier ingredients, but you are a terrible chef, lacking virtues like aesthetic sense, refinement, and discipline, you will still cook a terrible meal. $1 million house bought with money but lacking warmth, love, and taste becomes a cold, gaudy space for bragging. You need money, yes. But money without character is as useless as handing me the most valuable violin in the world. I'd only produce sounds like a wailing cat. This part is interesting. Have you ever walked past a luxury neighborhood, looked at an ancient house with a soaring library, a warm fireplace, and a lush green garden, and felt your gut boil with envy? I have. Instead of slapping yourself and chanting, "Don't be envious, don't be envious," Armstrong tells us to analyze it. Envy, if used correctly, is a wonderful educational tool. When I envy that house, do I really want to shoulder their massive mortgage? No. What do I truly crave here? It's the feeling of peace, the warmth, the sense of an ordered space. Those are the underlying virtues, while the million-dollar house is just the surface. So instead of being depressed because I can't afford the house, I can create that peace and order right in my cramped apartment by tidying up the messy piles of books and brewing a pot of tea. Don't imitate the external shell of the rich. Find a way to recreate the virtues lying beneath the thing you envy. Let me cheer you up a bit. The rich suffer too. Those born with a silver spoon often suffer from guilt and are haunted by the question, "Why me?" They are targets of hatred, and worst of all, they are deprived of the chance to prove themselves. And then there is a syndrome called dissipation. When you have too much money, all barriers to action disappear. You can fly to Paris for lunch, buy an island, keep 23 mistresses. But guess what? Satisfying lust doesn't bring a meaningful life. The wealthy must fight every day against the temptation to become a useless idiot because no limits force them to be disciplined. That is why, in the past, people like St. Francis or the Roman general Cincinnatus valued voluntary poverty, not because they liked suffering, but because poverty helped them shed material obsessions, achieve absolute independence, and see the world more clearly. They couldn't be bribed because their attention was placed on something higher than money. In short, if you are losing sleep over money, take a deep breath. Yes, we need money to survive. Rejecting money or viewing it as a sin is just an extreme attitude. But money is only a means of exchange. Never turn the means into the end. Don't turn a house, a place to live, into a financial investment tool in your mind. Worrying about money is actually worrying about how to live a good life. We don't need to extinguish all anxiety. We just need to worry more intelligently. Ask yourself what you truly need for your life to flourish: a good friend, a meaningful career, time to read a good book, not what else you want to add. Now I'll close John Armstrong's book. The credit card debt is still there, but I no longer feel my stomach cramping. I know I'll cut some useless expenses, and I know my self-esteem isn't in those numbers. Snookers, wake up, boy. Let's take a walk in the park. At least looking at those trees is completely free. And wow, we really are flourishing, aren't we?